Okay, so yes, we're coming home to the heart in today's ceremony. Coming home to our heart chakra. Heart chakra is all about this energy of the physical heart, not just like the physical, but all the parts of the heart. There's the front side of the energetic body of the heart, and there's also the back. So like between your scapula and shoulder blades. Um, and it correlates to things like unconditional love, connections through bonding, and forgiveness is a big theme of the heart chakra, as well as opening up to the healing that the heart energy has. That's my intention for today's session. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad you guys are here live. I'm really, really happy to have live people on the ceremony Zoom tribe call. So, I want to go into a little bit before we drink our cacao officially. And I know most of you guys are just using tea or just something else for the meantime. Maybe you'll have cacao. That's okay. It's all good. The energy of cacao comes through, anyways. And I just want to tell you a little bit about cacao. So, my first experience with ceremonial grade cacao is like over, let's see, maybe it was in 2017 or 2018, somewhere in there. And I had this really big awakening in a cacao ceremony in Nashville, Tennessee. It was a really intimate ceremony, and I didn't really know anything about it. I just knew cacao was like chocolate, and I like chocolate. I'm chocoholic, so I was like, I'm here for it. But the medicine of cacao, ceremonial chocolate, drinking chocolate, comes from the Mayan culture. For thousands of years, they actually called cacao the food of the gods. And they used cacao beans as like a currency. And they would do ceremonies with cacao as a way to connect. It was similar to like, um, I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, but like they say, like during the Civil War era, that the reason they had taverns and bars was to bring people together in connection. Like they would sit and drink beers or whatever and connect that way. Well, in the Mayan culture, they centered around cacao and would do these sacred ceremonies and just really feel those heart to heart connections and um, let this medicine work in them. So that's what we're going to do today is use the spirit of cacao as a heart opening medicine. So if you have your cup or your tea or whatever you have, go ahead and bring it up to your heart using both hands. I always like to hold the cacao cup right between my hands in front of the heart center. And close down your eyes, and I invite you to take a few deep breaths, inviting in the spirit of cacao to your present moment awareness. Just take some grounding, steady breaths. It's releasing your day, releasing any thoughts or monkey mind. You invite the spirit right to your heart center. Relax your shoulders. I want you to feel her energy. I say her because the spirit of cacao is a feminine deity. So you relax the shoulders and you feel this strengthening in the heart center. Visualizing the color green at the center of your heart. Green representing and aligning quantum physics, quantum mechanics, plane, healing and love. That's why plants and trees are green. They emit so much healing. Feeling that energy in the heart move down the arms to the elbows, to the forearms, wrists, and hands. You're really, literally making a circle of energy from your heart to the hands, to the cup. You can imagine this energy swirling around your heart, your chest, your arms, creating this vortex or circular motion. I want you to go ahead and bring that cup to your nose, or your imaginary cup to your nose, and take an inhale and just breathe in the scent, being very present to the aroma. Exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale, exhale. This time, inhale love, and exhale anything that isn't serving you. You can go ahead and take a few sips of your cacao or your tea. And really taste this beverage as you feel it go past your lips, on your throat, that warming sensation going down your throat, into your belly, into the stomach. Just taking a few more sips consciously and slowly as you bring the cup to your lips. Take a sip. Let's continue inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth as you sip your cacao. Feeling this energy throughout your body. You might feel it as a warming or jitters or tingles. To feel this love move in and around and through you. You can continue to sip your cacao here. And I want to tell you guys a little more about the benefits of cacao, not just for like the spiritual side, but the physical brain and body side of cacao's benefits. So cacao's impact on the body takes about 20 minutes to fully be received, absorbed, and felt in the physical body. Um, it releases bliss chemicals. Uh, and, I want to say too that we're talking about ceremonial cacao. We're not just talking about like Hershey's chocolate or, these chocolates, they add in additives, of course, lots of sugar, lots of fillers, and other types of fats that aren't always the healthiest. I was just talking to a girl this past weekend that works at a chocolate shop, and she said, there's just so many like cheap chocolates out there where they add like soybean oil and things like that, which isn't what we're talking about. We're talking about ceremonial grade cacao. And if you like look it up, like the government doesn't really regulate cacao as far as like what's ceremonial grade and what's artisanal grade, or there's just different labels and stuff like that. But if you can find a source of ceremonial cacao that's consciously sourced, it's coming in the most pure form. When I first experienced ceremonial cacao, it came from this organization that literally had direct relationships to farmers in Guatemala and Peru and Colombia that directly sourced it from the farms. And some of these plants, they're literally ancient, like hundreds and hundreds of years old, to where they're not genetically modified, to where, like modern day chocolate industry modifies the cacao plants to have more production, lower fat, less resistance, just more consistency and stuff like that, which then the cacao loses its potency as far as a medicine because its nutrient density isn't as high and it's just not as natural as it was originally when, back thousands of years ago before all the modifications and genetic upgrades, you could call it, I guess, but, losing its potency in the medicinal side of things. So I would definitely encourage, if you're going to get cacao, I actually have an affiliate link through this company that I've been drinking their cacao. It's a company organization called Fly Cacao, and the owner, I got to meet her a few years back, and I've done lots of ceremonies with her, and she's very much focused on making sure that the techniques and the farming practices and harvesting and processing is conscious and focused on preserving the medicine to its highest, purest form. So, like she was saying in a ceremony we did a couple months ago, that her team was like, hey, we could get this new, instead of using the stone grinder, we could use a machine to grind so much more cacao, and you could make so much more money and produce much more. You use like this mechanical steel grinder. And she's like, no way, there's nothing in me that wants to do that, because it takes away from the mission that they have to preserve cacao in this form that the Mayans used it in thousands of years ago, which was like stone ground and, actually rolled with by hand, just to keep the vibration of the medicine, right? It's like everything's energy. So, going through mechanical processes like that, it lowers the vibration and the frequency in the spiritual side of cacao preparation. So she even has gone as far as to find out, like, some farmers were like, she was saying in a ceremony a few months ago how this farmer was like mixing the cacao that she was getting with like this new GMO, chocolate, and they were trying to make more sales and whatever. She quickly like got rid of that farmer because they weren't following the conscious practices and the mission that they were after. So if you ever want that cacao, I have an affiliate link through them. I just got it like a couple months ago. I've been drinking the cacao forever, but they just started like this affiliate thing. And it's like I get, I don't know, a small percentage, but you get 10% off if you use my code. But nonetheless, I want to tell you guys about the benefits for the body because I think it's just so awesome. These are scientifically proven bliss chemicals. There's 5 main ones from cacao, especially the ceremonial grade, like we were talking about. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter that's also known as the feel-good chemical, and cacao aids the body in producing its own serotonin naturally. Serotonin is well known for its ability to combat stress, improve our mood, and promote the feelings of comfort, contentment, happiness, relaxation, and well-being. The second chemical that's released is, I say this one wrong, phenylethylamine, otherwise known as PEA, known as the love chemical. And it's associated with that giddy excitement that one feels when they're falling in love. When ingested, PEA stimulates the central nervous system to release the body's natural opium-like compounds called endorphins. PEA signals the body to promote sensations of alertness and focus, mental acuity, while elevating the mood, speeding up metabolism, and boosting the memory. The third bliss chemical is anandamide. So if you're familiar with Sanskrit, ananda means bliss. So anandamide is the bliss chemical in chocolate. Anandamide is a neurotransmitter naturally found in cacao and also found in the human brain. It's the only 2 places that they are found naturally occurring. Anandamide doesn't leave you in this mind-altered state, but does produce a feeling of euphoria. The 4th bliss chemical is theobromine. This chemical acts as a vasodilator, meaning it relaxes smooth muscle. The benefits of this chemical include enhanced blood flow and oxygenation to the brain, in addition to long-term antioxidant properties. And the last one is the magnesium. Every cell in our body requires magnesium, this mineral, to function, and it helps to increase energy, calms the nervous system, aids in digestion, and relieves muscle aches and pains, along with many, many other benefits. It is said that cacao, after water, is the single healthiest substance you can put in your mouth. It can easily replace a number of psychiatric drugs for mood. Plus, it has the same chemistry. It creates the same chemistry in the brain as when you fall in love. Very powerful cacao. I love that cacao doesn't contain a ton of, at least fly cacao, from what I've researched and studied, it doesn't have a ton of caffeine in it either. So it doesn't leave you feeling like jittery or bad, like maybe coffee would. I just love it. The fat content of ceremonial grade cacao is very high. It's somewhere around 60% fat. So they don't really add too much sweetener to it because the fat really just gives it a nice creamy texture. Um, and it also makes it really absorbable and good for your brain as far as like the fat in there. It's good for joints. My own experience with cacao, I just want to say, it's really been profound. Like, can't even, there's not enough time in this session to really get all the way deep into it. But I feel like on my spiritual journey, cacao was a really, really helpful thing for me because um, as a kid growing up, I kind of talked a little bit about this before, but I feel like my family wasn't like this really like lovey-dovey, like hugs and kisses type of family. And I grew up on a farm, as both you guys on here know. Um, and it was just very much every part of our life was like, how much work can you get done? You know, we did the 4-H fair, and a lot of it was like we got praise and validation and love if we got this trophy or, you know, accomplished this thing. But there wasn't a lot of like, it was just very much this focus on work and achievement and work. I mean, nothing wrong with a work ethic and all that, but I just feel like as I went on my spiritual path, I moved away from home when I was 22. I grew up in Wisconsin and then moved to Indiana to work at Rose Acres, one of the big egg farms around here. It's probably both you guys know of. And, you know, with that, I remember thinking, like, I'll show my family, I'll show them I can do this job and I can be successful. And I quickly, 6 months in, just started getting really bad body aches and pains. That job was pretty much physically demanding. It also was quite emotionally draining too, because I was doing management and it was just a lot of stress physically and emotionally, mentally. So I was dealing with a lot of body aches and pains, back pain, hip pain. I felt tired all the time, and I was only 22. And I went on this journey. I kind of started getting massage. Like I would get massages done on me a lot just to like ease the back pain. I went into a pain clinic one day, and I was, you know, I just didn't feel right about it. I was like, this isn't, there's got to be something else. Like, I'm only 22. What am I doing taking pain medicines? Like, that's crazy. It's crazy. I'm too young to have to do this. Like, there's got to be a better way. And so, yeah, so I got into massage. The masseuse led me to chiropractic. So I started getting lots of adjustments, chiropractic work done like 3 days a week. And then I got into consistent yoga. I started going to yoga classes 2-3 days a week. And that really started me into like more meditation and awakening and healing my body too. Just like really gentle yoga. It wasn't anything extreme like power workouts. I mean, it was just like, you know, Ashley's been in my classes. So it's like similar to what we do at Iron Benders there. And Christy, what you're soon to find out from joining the Limitless membership, that more gentle style yoga. Well, you know, I really stayed grounded in my yoga practice and my healing journey, which I'm so glad I did because it was literally my medicine. It was how I stayed not hurting. And I went through like a really dark time in 2005, 2015, 2016. I actually got married in 2016. And 3 months after I got married, I was having affairs with my husband. I was like, I really felt ashamed of that. But at the same time, it was like, I needed somebody to like tell me they loved me. And I needed the comfort of my husband too. Like, I just needed all this attention and validation from men. And it was just a wreck. And most of these people were like my coworkers that I was meeting up with. And it was just this double life I had. And I was like, this is wrong, but I didn't know another way. because it was like my escape from all the stress of work and whatever. And I remember this guy I was meeting up with, I worked with him. He was literally like blackmailing me at work all the time and like saying like, oh, I'm going to tell HR that what you did with so and you're going to get fired, and just a lot of drama, just toxic. And I remember saying one day, I was like, you know what? No more. Like I was trying to hide this from my husband, which who knows if he ever found out. I never told him, but my ex-husband. But I said one day I had this like complete mental, physical, like just breakdown. I was like at my wit's end. I was suicidal. I was just not in a good place mentally. I didn't have really anybody to, I didn't have any therapy or support system. And I just said, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to put myself in these toxic situations and this drama and live this double life. I hated it. I didn't feel like I had any integrity. And so I started posting my journey about yoga on Instagram. And one of my friends from college was like, her name is Laura. She reached out to me and she's like, hey, I see you do a lot of yoga. Like, oh my gosh, I'm in the supplement company and all these people do yoga too. I think you would really like it. And I was like, okay, whatever. You know, I was full send on anything that didn't have anything to do with my coworkers and trying to like live a better life. And she got me involved. The company is called Isogenics. It's a supplement company. They do like protein powders and supplements and whatnot. And she introduced me to this whole organization, which was really cool. I got to meet entrepreneurs, millionaires, people that were in recovery from addictions and mental health problems that overcame it. And I got to meet so many neat people. So I went to Nashville, Tennessee for this big Isogenics like national convention to learn about supplements. And, you know, they had a trade show and it was just this humongous thing. I forget how many thousands of people, like it filled up a stadium in Nashville. And I just remember in our Airbnb staying with some friends, they're like, oh, there's a cacao ceremony, you know, like kind of under the radar. It's like, if you know, get in with so-and-so, you can make it, you know, into this cacao ceremony or whatever. And I was like, yes, I want to go. So I figured out how to get to this cacao ceremony. Me and one other friend went to it, and my ex-husband, and we get in line, and it's this tiny little apartment complex in downtown Nashville, but it's like you go up the stairs above one of the bars, and maybe not a bar, but like a thrift shop or something in Nashville. And we get up there and I meet the owners of the Fly Cacao, and I didn't know who they were. I just knew like we're at a ceremony and it's like quiet. There's like Zen music. It's just like this really good healing energy. Like they gave us a hug at the door and they hugged me and I was like, oh, like, who are these people? They're like angels. Like I need this feeling, this peace, this joy, this love. And I just went all in on that ceremony that night. And that's what I want to bring to you guys tonight too, is the energy that I experienced from the cacao. And I ended up going again the next night. And I started using cacao in my own ceremonies after that, just by myself. Every morning I set an intention and did like the same routine, this breath work and this visualization and healing, breathing and journaling and everything that I learned in that ceremony, and just did it every single morning. And in 2019, I was able to leave that job. I felt really confident in myself, like starting a business and teaching other people about the healing modalities that I had been exposed to, like the Reiki and the yoga and everything. And that's what I've been doing full time since. There was a little period where I went back to work there at Rose Acres just for a year, maybe 8 months or something when I was pregnant. But it's so different. I came back as like a different person. It was just, that was a very awakening experience too. But anyway, I'm just really excited to keep bringing this medicine to you guys. That's helped heal me from just needing so much validation from people and men and like just it's not for me it's so much about like achieving awards and trophies anymore. It's just about feeling that presence and that connection with people, and that's been a healing experience. So excited. So with all that being said, I want you to um, again close down your eyes and place one hand on your heart and just feel into your breath right now. Just inhale through your nose, feeling the spirit of cacao. If you drank cacao, it's probably in your system and starting to work through your body physically by now. Imagine this golden light flowing into your body as you breathe in. Hold it in, and then exhale through your mouth. Imagining that light moving out of your aura. And repeat that again. Inhale through your nose, imagining this golden light flowing in. And then hold the breath. Exhaling through the mouth, imagining that light moving out into your aura. Inhale. Golden light is flowing in as you hold the breath. And then exhale through the mouth. Imagine that light moving out of your aura. One more time. Inhale through your nose. Golden light flowing in. Hold it in. Exhale through the mouth. Imagine that light moving out of your aura. Next, we'll begin. It's a breath work technique. This is pretty gentle. Some of the breath work that you might have heard of is pretty gnarly or done. There's some wild, gnarly breath works out there. We're going to do Nadi Shodhana. This is an alternate nostril breathing technique. So what you're going to do, I find the easiest way to do this is take your peace fingers, right hand if you're right-handed, and place them right at the center of your forehead. And then you're closing off your right nostril with your right thumb. And then inhale through your left nostril. Use your ring finger to close down your left nostril as you exhale through your right. Inhale through the right nostril. Close down your right nostril. Exhale through the left. There might be some snot here, and that's totally normal and totally happens. So just no judgment. So inhale through the left nostril. Close down both. Exhale through your right. Again, inhale through your right. Close down both nostrils. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left nostril. Close down both. Exhale through the right. This helps balance the right and left side of your brain, improving your creativity, mental acuity, and clarity. Inhale through your right nostril. You close down both. Exhale left. And continue about 7 more cycles at your own pace. Do one more round, finishing up wherever you're at. Release your hand, cross leg position, rest your hands on your knees or your hands in your lap. So breathe through both nostrils here. You can close your eyes and take the gaze with eyes closed to the forehead. Just feeling this mental clarity. We'll do a visualization practice, very powerful. Imagining you're walking through a beautiful forest path. This could be somewhere that you've been before, or maybe somewhere from a movie or a book, or just somewhere completely new. You see the sunlight filtering through the trees. The air is so fresh, clean, alive. So fresh. You can smell that forest smell. Light coming in through the trees. Every step you feel more grounded, more clear. Coming up to a clearing. Maybe this is a clearing where there's opening to grass. So maybe a big area or small. You notice there's a beautiful, perfectly crystal clear stream by your side. And you realize you just feel so safe and secure and comfortable in this place. You find this perfect place to sit down against a tree. You can hear the trickle of the stream. And you look off into this clearing and you realize there's this female presence coming through the clearing. And you don't feel scared, you're not worried, but more warm, invited by this presence, this radiant female. And you realize that this woman is the most radiant version of you. She smiles, opens her arms, she embraces you with a hug, and you can feel her heart crack wide open. So you give this most radiant version of yourself, this biggest, warmest, most welcoming, connecting hug. And you let this anchor into your body. You feel this moment in every cell of your being. You are home. You can say silently or out loud, I am whole. I am seen. I am safe. I am home within myself. I am whole. I am seen. I am safe. I am home within myself. Just stay here as you embrace this most radiant version of yourself. Staying here for a few moments. Just breathe. Continuing to anchor this moment into your physical form. Just receive the love, the safety, connection. Noticing what this version of yourself feels like, if you could put some words to it for yourself. What other feelings come through to you? What does this most radiant version of you look like? What's her hair look like? What expression is on her face? What do her eyes look like? Just continue to breathe as you receive her receiving you. It is you. What is she wearing? What jewelry? What clothes? Maybe accessories. What energy is she emitting? Is she powerful? Is she a queen? Is she an empress? Does she have an earthly energy, or is she angelic? As you just integrate all of this into your heart now, your heart is cracked wide open as you receive her, be her, as if you already are this most radiant version of yourself right now. Just take a deep breath in. Relax your shoulders as you pick your heart up a little higher. Slowly bring your awareness back to your body, your physical body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Bring your hands back to your own heart here, hand over the other. Being in gratitude, thanking yourself for showing up today, showing up for you, thanking the cacao for the guidance, for this calm, for this clarity, this connection to your own life, this one and only beautiful life. Just press your hands, press it firmly into your chest. So you feel your own hands connected to your heart. And release your hands back down. If you have your journal here, I want you to go ahead and write down a couple, maybe two, no more than 5 things that you're truly, truly grateful for right now. It could be something major in your life, or it could be like something very, very simple and small that makes you so happy and brings a smile to your face. So just go ahead and grab your pen and paper, or find a scratch piece of paper laying around. Write down that gratitude. Just taking about a minute here to do that. Beautiful. So finishing up this last thought on gratitude, what you're grateful for. And I'm really, really a strong believer in visualization to reach your goals. I feel like that's the biggest step in transformation, is seeing where you're headed, like we just did. And I want you to write down 5 affirmations, I am statements that speak to who is this most radiant version of who you are. I am beautiful, I'm confident, I'm strong, things like that. But write down 5 I am affirmations of that most radiant version when you've seen her in the forest, giving you that hug. What did you experience? Maybe you experienced peace or calm or connection, excitement, just like complete amazement. Whatever came up for you, create that into an I am statement. If you felt safe, write that down. I am safe. 5 I am affirmations here. Few more moments to write down those I am affirmations. And this is the really, really fun part. I mean, all of it's fun, but the part that I get excited about as a coach is what action can you take, small, implementable action can you take right now in your life to move you closer to that most radiant version of yourself? Um, for me, a lot of times it's just very small, simple steps. Maybe it's drinking more water or taking my vitamins or getting more education on how to grow my business, or maybe it's, you know, hiring a mentor that can help me um, with my nutrition, or maybe having just, you know, your intuition is going to tell you what this small implementable step is. I want you to write it down. I want this to be something that's so simple for you guys, where you can feel like I am 90 to 100% confident that I can carry this out. And write a time frame too. I want you to speak to, like, you know, maybe it's I'm going to order that water jug, or I am going to set aside 15 minutes every morning or at my lunch break or my lunch hour to meditate. Um, just put a tangible time on a timestamp on this. Good. And then I want you to do one more thing. This is so powerful. This is so powerful. Is who can help me stay accountable to this? Who's your accountability buddy, as my friends say? Um, you know, who can help you stay accountable? Maybe it's your significant other, or, um, you know, you can use somebody in this group. You can use me. It's like your accountability buddy, maybe your mom or your good friend or a sister. There's somebody else that, you know, is also on a healing journey that you'd say, hey, I'm doing this thing, you know, help me stay accountable. All right, good, 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 good. It's been a beautiful ceremony so far, you guys. I love it. We'll finish up here because I want to respect your time. Um, just to finish up here, I want to finish with just receiving this download from my guides. We're going to finish with 3 Om chants. Om is the sound of universal life force, the sound of unconditional love. So I want you to go ahead and reach your hands up as you breathe in. Just this big breath in. Reach, 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 reach. Stretch out your arms, reach. And then exhale, bring your hands down through heart center. And breathe in a big breath in. We're going to chant or if you are comfortable chanting, you can just receive the vibration of Om. Om. Breathing in. Om. Last one. Om. Feel free here to take yourself off mute and share. I want to hear about what you guys wrote down and what affirmations you put, what your action is moving forward, and then your accountability buddy is. So, Ashley, do you want to go first? Ashley, are you there? She might not be able to. What about you, Christy? What did you write down?
For what I'm grateful for, I wrote my son, my husband, and myself for taking the time to do all this stuff I've been starting lately. My affirmations, they were: I am beautiful, I am grounded, I am one with the earth, I am welcoming, and I am loved by myself. And then I picked my husband as my accountability partner for I want to start doing more yoga or just moving outside in general, getting outside in nature more. So I'm going to try to do 20 minutes a day. I've been getting up in the morning and getting outside, and it's been nice, but there's some mornings that I can't get around to that. So
Just at some point throughout your day, 20 minutes.
yeah, sometime through the day.
Yeah.
I get out there more.
I love that. I use my husband too as my accountability partner. Like, you need to make sure I'm up by 5:45. I love your affirmations, and I love that for you. Just getting outside is so cleansing. Like you said, connected, and you can really clear. Like, we both grew up on a farm, so I feel like nature for me is just like I'm used to that. Like, that's my church, is like just being outside. That's where I get that cleansing, that divine guidance and spiritual energy is outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so awesome. Did anything else come up for you from the today's ceremony that you want to share? You don't have to, but I'm open to receive that for sure if you had any.
Um, I don't know. I enjoyed learning all the stuff about cacao. I didn't really know a lot about it before, but no, I don't really have anything else specific right now.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm glad that you got to learn about it. And hopefully, did you get to use cacao today, or did you do tea?
Yeah, I did actually. I had stopped and got some at the store today.
Oh, cool. That works too. Yeah. Nice. Did you find like dark chocolate or something at the store?
Well, I got it was like cacao nibs, and then I boiled it and made it into something. I don't know. It tasted all right.
Nice, 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 nice. The other day, I was like, sometimes fly cacao has shortages on stock. and they didn't have it when I ordered it. So I went to the store and I found like, I think it was at JC. They had this brand that's like 90% chocolate. So I just like put a few pieces of the chocolate into, yeah, some boiling water and blended it. I blended it in the
Mhm.
lemon. And that's normally what I do with my fly cacao too, and just blend it with hot water. Which sounds really
Yeah.
dangerous because like like I use those what do they call them? Ninja bullet type
Yeah.
powders. And it froths it up really good because it's so high fat and it like froths it and it's just creamy and
Mm.
texture that way. Um, but yeah, that works too. And the cacao that fly cacao has the nibs, which is very good. Like you get that fiber and you get the whole plant, the whole cacao pod, which they all work
Mhm.
synergistically with each other. So it's more potent versus just like, chocolate powder at the store.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check out that stuff that you
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, it's very, very healing. It's so good. Even the 90% cacao that I found at the store that was like, it said it was like, I don't know, ethically sourced and whatnot. It seemed like it was good too.
Mhm.
I I I was pleased with it. So yeah. Yay. So glad you're here. And you can always come back. I'll post this recording in the Limitless Facebook group. So if you ever want to come back to it, you can check it out. Yeah, it's really been so helpful for me because not every morning, because, having kids and everything, like, got out of my routine some, like when I was nursing and up all night, not all night, but up and down all night. But I
Yeah.
would stay really grounded to my meditation and cacao ceremony practice to where I could receive that guidance and get the clarity that I needed of like, how am I going to get through today? Like, what is the most important things for me to do today? And I would literally do this same practice, like seeing this most highest radiant version, writing that I am statements is like so powerful. It seems like kind of awkward at first, but like the more you do it, the more your subconscious brain just starts to like rewire thoughts and plans and everything to meet this I am peace. I am beautiful. I'm loved. I'm grounded. It's very, very good. So yeah, continue to do this if you feel called to. Um, it's just changed my life so much. Like I was telling my friend just today, my mentor, she's a mentor and a good friend. I was like, I never thought I'd see the day where I overcame like being an unfaithful life. Like now that I'm married to my husband now, like I have no interest in those behaviors. And it's like, it's just been a healing journey to like find
Right.
this love and this connection.
I love that.
But definitely like we're always on a journey. Like there's still more,
Mhm.
more to be revealed, but yeah.
Right. I feel like I don't know. I resonate with so much of everything you said. I love it.
Yay. Yeah, I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad you're in the Limitless membership and to see you again in a few weeks. So, yeah.
Yep.
I'll hop over to Ashley if you're there. I know maybe she's got other stuff going on. Ashley, do you want to share? If not, that is totally okie dokie. That is no problem. Cool. Well, I'm excited. Probably again next month in Limitless, we do a Reiki share event. So I'll send Reiki and we'll do a healing um, next month. But then the following month will be a cacao ceremony again. So stay tuned for more.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm just going to say thank you all again for being here. To close down our circle today, just take one more deep breath in, breathing in all the goodness from today's ceremony. So you seal it into your heart. Exhale into your evening or whenever you're watching the replay. Go forth and be great. Namaste. 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 Thank
Thank
you
you. Bye.
guys.
Have a good night.
Yes, so good to have you. Bye, Ashley. Bye, Christine.
Bye.